Incremental readings. Let's continue with the advantages of incremental reading or incremental learning. Now it's time for creativity. How incremental learning boosts creativity. Or you can have a creativity boost through incremental reading, incremental video, incremental whatever, therefore incremental learning. So the key idea is that creativity springs from connecting remote ideas. I know this, I know that, perhaps I know another information after this, and based on what I know now and what I have known before, hey, there's a connection. They are related at some degree. Then, by mixing multiple subjects in unexpected sequences, incremental reading expands your associative powers. Remember what we have seen so far? Uniform progress, comprehension, massive learning, all of that. That I can have multiple subjects, topics in parallel. Topics about whatever. I don't mean topics, the Supermemo element type. I mean topics in general. So it's easier that if I read about biology, mathematics, parenting, artificial intelligence, and many other topics that, hey, I have an idea with all of these together. All of those pieces of knowledge I have, even if they are remote. Then, true creativity emerges where unlike concepts converge. That, yeah, it's unlikely that, for instance, in my case, I started with computer science. Then I did sports science, physical exercise, and so on. That, hey, they don't overlap, right? They don't converge. But there are some ideas that converge, even though they may seem contradictory or antagonistic. Then you can use incremental reading as brainstorming. There's such a thing called incremental brainstorming, incremental problem solving, incremental whatever you can do, whatever you can process can be done incrementally. So incremental reading is like the overarching idea, the collection of methods, but you do more than reading or writing. So what's with brainstorming? You can have incremental reading like a solo brainstorming session, like I'm going to do this now, brainstorming. So I'm going to crawl the connections I already have in my collection through neural review, whatever. Then Supermemo presents diverse materials, articles, paragraphs, so it will be extracts, questions in a flashed form, in an unpredictable order. Over time, shared knowledge form new creative associations, and that's the key, with time, over time. As you do iterations and iterations, and you keep the collection rich, that, hey, this is this concept, this is this other concept, and you do your own items, you don't import from someone else, you will be storing knowledge that forms new creative associations, that everything makes sense with each other, right? And if they don't make sense today, it's just a matter of time that it will make sense. Because perhaps I am too noob. It's still too novel. On, let's say, I don't know, something at random. Storyboard, storytelling about this. Okay, I can know about storytelling, but how do I apply this in YouTube, stuff like that. But hey, perhaps then I realize that this has more associations. Storytelling with memory, for instance. That I can phrase it in a way that is more memorable, easier to remember. And stuff like that, hey, more associations. Your mind random encounters spark inventive new paths. And that's true. Usually you say you are creative that, aha, now I got this idea. It's kind of random. It's not that, hey, based on this thing, therefore, this idea. There's some randomness. You spark this with the knowledge you have. So usually we attribute this to ourselves, but we don't have, let's say, that control, that degree of control, that conscious control. You just have all of the ingredients and it will be likely that it will happen, but it's not in our power, more or less. But that's not the point of this video. So let's follow the slides. So the long-term memory and creativity, what do they have in common, and how long-term memory can boost your creativity? We know that permanently stored knowledge in your memory, so it doesn't rely on Google, on a search, on a query, or AI, provides rich creative substrate. Permanently stored knowledge is long-term memory, so what is already accessible in your brain. So with time and effort, new connections form naturally and yield innovative insights. That's why the more you know, and the more you know about different things, the easier it is to be creative or to have this great creativity sparking. So ideas ripen when rooted firmly in remembered knowledge. That's super powerful. Then mental training. We could say we could phrase it like that incremental reading, the method, offers training for mental training, offers entertaining mental training. It's like I could say it's a side effect. It's not a goal. It's a side effect. So beneficial for all intellectual professions. So if it's about thinking, about problem solving, about to be creative, more like expression, like an art, that there's no one unique solution, or there's no solution. It's just a representation, whatever. So grow a versatile mind where every insight fits future innovation, and that's the key. It's different. It's a different wording for what we have seen so far. Applicable knowledge. Because if I put a lot of knowledge in my brain, and even if it's accessible, I can retrieve that on whenever I want. Yeah, I could perhaps not apply that knowledge because it's random trivia, right? And remember that we have also seen that you can have intensities to pitch the level or more, you decide the limit, in parallel, while you do a lot of stuff in the baseline. That you create versatile mind. You know a lot of things, but this is not the jack of all trades. That the jack of all trades just knows a little of everything, but it's not enough to solve any problem. Then, the next step of incremental brainstorming is collaboration with other brains, not just yourself. And nothing can exist because remember that everything can be done incrementally is email. So you have incremental mail processing that what allows is to have a creative writing and problem solving, because you could use the email, or in other words, you can use incremental brainstorming through email. That's a very arcane way to do it. I know Piotr Wozniak does it, and I'm on some of the email chains on that brainstorming, but I only do it with him, because who does this with email? I mean, but the point is that you can do it in not different platforms. The key is the same. Iterations and interruption. That's the key. Collective idea sharing without disrupting team members' schedules or workflows. That's the idea. That hey, let's do it non-linearly and incrementally. So we sync asymmetrically. Perhaps I will sync with you when I read what you said while you are sleeping, and vice versa, stuff like that. It's more or less this idea. So distance and time fade when creativity travels incrementally. Exactly. It doesn't matter if we don't have the same time zone, or if we sleep when the other is working. With incrementalism, this fades away. Then the advantage of incremental brainstorming is that there's no need for synchronicity. Oh, we cannot do Zoom or a voice chat. No worries. Incrementalism for the win. Then, incremental brainstorming retains benefits of incremental learning, reading, all of that, in the sense of creativity, prioritization, attention, meticulousness, and longevity. You may remember this from previous videos as well. Everything comes together. Then, when one mind sleeps, another awakens. Incremental thinking keeps ideas alive. Like more poetical, right? That the idea is being born in the brains of someone, and then being developed, if we take the idea as the protagonist, we could say that yeah, someone is sleeping, someone is thinking about it, so it's being kept alive. If it was a fire, let's say, and we were hunter-gatherers, this kind of thing. Being the fire, the ideas. So only if everyone involved dies, the ideas will die with their minds. More or less goes in that direction. Then what happens is that the creativity process is unpredictable. So I can put the ingredients I know that are required, all of the environmental situations that favor that, but that's not enough. It's not that, hey, I will do this, I will do that, I will read the email, and I will have the idea. Not necessarily. Then, creativity can strike any moment. It's just a matter of time. If you remember what I have said about incremental reading, is that the victory is imminent. You have a victory guaranteed. You will win. It's not about if you will win or not. It's about when. How many accumulations, how many sessions, iterations you need to accumulate. Then this is the same. I'm doing incremental brainstorming. I'm using incremental reading to boost creativity. It's just a matter of time. It is guaranteed. It can be at any time, any moment. Incremental brainstorming ensures you can capture and share your best ideas instantly. Yes. So just wait for the spark. And when you have the spark, take action immediately. Don't trust your memory. That I say, oh, what a crazy idea. It's the idea that is, it will save my life. Since it's so good, and so life-transcending, life-changing, I will remember it. And then, oh yeah, I have some meeting or some work. I will do it later. I do the meeting, oh shoot, I remember the idea, but what that was, I forgot. Not because it's important, it means you will remember it. Don't trust your memory. Jot it down. So, seize the spark when it ignites. Share brilliance as it transforms. Exactly. So wait for the creativity. You have all of the ingredients necessary. Just wait until it happens. When it happens, embrace it and share it in all forms. Jot it down as a note, as a record of video, a voice note on the phone, whatever. But capture that. Then, to wrap up this video, what's the conclusion? Boosting creativity with incremental learning. Is that incremental learning fuels creativity, enabling unexpected association, and sustained innovation. So as long as you already know how to use, in this case, Supermemo, but you're familiar with incremental reading, the method, you do things right. You eventually have more knowledge, expand your knowledge, prioritize, You have stuff half-baked because of priorities and diminishing returns. It goes postponed to the perpetuity, You're like this. It's just a matter of time. That you will have aha moment. It's guaranteed. And on top of that, if you don't want to do a regular session, you can actually focus. You can, let's say, hound for these moments if you want to do brainstorming. You can do it alone, or you can do it with other people, asynchronously, remember. Then, incremental brainstorming enhances collaboration, and ensures a free flow of ideas across boundaries of time and place. Usually what will happen at work or school is that it's with this person or this team of people at this time. That's it. If you take incrementalism, yes, it takes longer, but you override the limitations of those boundaries, time and place. And I have lived this with Piotr Wozniak, so the creator himself, because he does it this way. It's a mess that they have many very tiny emails and email chains altogether. It's very fragmented, but because it's more atomic, but it's this idea. So in the tapestry of innovation, incremental learning waves threads that stretch minds, forge ideas, and reshape the future. Again, it's very fancy, a very fancy wording, but that's the idea. And as a side effect, I must say that then it blurs the lines because it's so incremental that then I'm losing track whose idea was that. Is that the idea of Wozniak that I just added my 2 cents? I make it my own? I twist it alone? Or it has been like a kind of a dialogue that I did my twist, he adds a twist, I add a twist, and then, yeah, whose idea is that? There's a limitation of this. If you want to attribute the idea, hey, no, that's my idea. I came with this. Or no, or is this other person? Because I want to attribute to who deserves, right? For me, that's a limitation that, yeah, it stretches so much in time, and you have more things in parallel that your brain will know the solution, will not know how you came to that solution. So you will have to rely on the software. Not Supermemo, doesn't track that, but perhaps with AI, and yeah, that's the person that did the last increment, and that's the new idea. Even though it only added one last thing. If it was a pizza, it only added the last topping on the pizza. So is all of the credit goes to that person or for everyone involved? That's a topic for a different video, not for this, but I'm just mentioning it as some sort of long-term weakness. So that has been one of the advantages of incremental reading that you can use for boosting creativity. See you incrementally.